Welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm Trent Ferguson.
And I'm Tanner Barr. Channel 8 News is the premier newscast conducted by students in the A.Q. Miller School of Journalism.
Before we get to the news, let's head outside and join weatherwoman Mary Claire Cunningham. Mary, how is the Kansas weather outside?
Good morning, guys. As you can tell, it's pretty overcast this morning, and we've been experiencing showers throughout the morning. Lucky for me, I've packed a raincoat. Unlucky for me, it's 90% humidity, and my hair could resemble some like Cruella de Vil's in the next 10 minutes. Anyways, looks like the showers will be sticking around this afternoon, but I'll have more of this week's weather when we come back.
Channel 8 News, KKSU LP. For Manhattan and Riley County. From Kansas State University, this is Channel 8 News.
Welcome to Channel 8 News. I'm Trent Ferguson.
And I'm Tanner Barth. Coming up on today's show, we have an interview with the K-State Dean of Arts and Science, Peter Dorhout, a colorful interview, and a look at how the football game changed for high school prospects.
As well as a visitor from the zoo and this week's forecast.
But first, our top story.
The Junction City Police Department, assisted by Junction City, Geary County SWAT, and the Sheriff's Department, searched the Junction City home Saturday evening after a warrant was obtained to search the premises due to suspected drug activity. Adrian Jones, 27, and Tiffany Jones, 29, both of Junction City, and Lawrence Brown, 23, of Kansas City, Kansas, were arrested during the bust. The police department seized cocaine, marijuana, currency, and drug paraphernalia. Each are listed with multiple charges.
In Northeast Kansas, authorities joined with the FBI and Missouri National Guard helicopter to seize 9,800 marijuana plants and several items of drug paraphernalia. From the Corps of Engineering premises, one unnamed man was arrested at the scene on 5 drug-related counts. A bond of $10,000 cash was posted a short time after.
According to the Raleigh County Police Department, Manhattan's crime rate is decreasing.
And while that's good news, that doesn't mean you should be complacent with keeping your home safe. Channel 8 reporter Zaldi DeJungen has more.
Thanks, guys. While it's true that Manhattan is a safe place to live, that doesn't mean people should be lazy when it comes to protecting their possessions.
Locking your doors. It only takes a second, but can save you a world of headaches. Something that K-State student Taylor Lyle can attest to.
When they texted me and called me, I was freaking out.
Lyle, along with her roommates, lost their computers, tablets, and other valuable items when a thief ransacked their home.
Just anything worth money got stolen, basically.
Lyle's home wasn't the only one that was hit recently. According to Riley County police records, over 100 homes in Manhattan were burglarized this past year. What's more interesting is that 60% of those homes were breached using no force, which means intruders found an easy way to get in.
When people leave their homes, they make it a habit to make sure their doors are locked, but sometimes they leave their windows open, which actually is an easy entryway for intruders.
And that's where Lyle forgot to check before leaving her house.
I'm lazy. I never really thought that anyone would do it, so I always locked my doors, but I never thought to lock the windows.
Riley County Police Officer Matt Jogi says that while Manhattan is a safe place to live, people should always look to protect themselves.
The problem with residential and vehicle burglary is it greatly relies on the community helping us.
Even if that means taking a second and remembering to lock everything.
Officer Drogi also says to make sure you lock your homes and cars even if you'll only be gone for a few minutes. So that's something to keep in mind, guys.
Thanks, Zaldi. We'll make sure to keep that in mind. The Raleigh County Police Department is making a push to limit minor consumption in open containers all over the Manhattan area. In Aggieville this past weekend, 10 people were charged with either an MIC or open container. The RCPD is also cracking down the K-State dormitories. Between Moore and Haymaker Halls alone, 3 MICs were handed out. Man, I had quite a hike to class this morning, Tanner.
I drove to class and I couldn't find a spot, so I had to walk pretty far as well. It is just so frustrating, guys.
Is this problem ever going to go away? Reporter Megan Miller joins us with the story. Hello, Megan.
Hi, Trent. Isn't it upsetting not to be able to park close to your classes? I took a closer look at the issue and spoke to several students who feel the same way we do.
It's early in the morning and you're ready to take on the day. You got your coffee, grabbed your books, and just when you think you're off to a smooth start, it's time to find a parking spot, which can be a real rat race.
Parking troubles are at an all-time high for K-State students. As admissions numbers grow each year, so does the number of cars parked on campus. The parking lots fill up fast with students competing for spots. A right turn might be the wrong choice, and before you know it, you're late to class. So are you having trouble finding a spot this morning?
Always.
And how early do you usually have to leave to get here?
At least an hour and a half.
Competing with others for a spot is one option, but some students have come up with strategies, such as lurking in the parking lot until another car leaves.
Hopefully at 11:20 when everyone gets out of class there'll be spots, but sometimes there's not.
And when there aren't any spots, students turn to Plan B.
Well, when I did drive to campus, I usually did have trouble finding a spot unless I got here early in the morning.
Whether you get here early in the morning or late afternoon, it still might be a game of musical chairs, or in this case, musical parking spots.
The alternative is the new ATA bus line, Park and Ride. This service is for students who can't find that perfect close parking spot.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who deals with the freshman 15. And by that, I mean only 15 parking spaces are up for grabs throughout campus.
You are certainly not alone, Trent. Thank you, Megan, for the story.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we get back, reporter Lance Leonard will sit down with the Dean of Arts and Sciences, Peter Dorhout.
And we'll get a visit from the Sunset Zoo. Stay tuned.
A Wildcat legacy from generation to generation.
Where my grandfather went to school.
Where my mother went to school.
It's a legacy scholarship program started by the K-State Alumni Association, specifically for the children and grandchildren of K-State alumni. When you buy a K-State license plate, you fund legacy scholarships.
Show your purple pride and be a part of the Wildcat legacy.
John, can you get me a bowling can?
It was a routine grain elevator inspection until the explosions began. Until a blast tossed him more than 300 feet. Then it became the event that changed Kevin Saunders forever. The body of this K-State alum was broken, but his spirit, well, that spirit not only survived, it thrived. Against all odds, Saunders transformed himself into the world's greatest wheelchair athlete, one of America's premier motivational speakers, and the first Paralympian appointed to the President's Council on Physical Fitness, Sport, and Nutrition. Where there's a Wildcat, there's a way. Wired magazine calls him the explainer. His students call him amazing. Over 20 million YouTube views show that Associate Anthropology Professor Michael Wesch is transforming higher education. Translated to more than 20 languages and counting, Professor Wesch's teachings still share one common voice: passion. And whether you're learning live or online, that passion is contagious. And that passion is one of the leading reasons Kansas State University is first among U.S. public research universities in producing U.S. Case Carnegie Professors of the Year. Where there's a Wildcat, there's a way.
Welcome back. I'm Trent Ferguson.
And I'm Tanner Barth. Kansas State University is always striving to create connections all around the world.
Channel 8 reporter Lance Leonard is here live with the Dean of Arts and Sciences, Peter Dorhout, who just recently returned from China. Lance?
Thanks, Trent. I'm here with Deans of Arts and Science, Peter Dorhout, and I understand you went to China this summer to sign a contract with the Confucius Institute. Can you tell me a little bit about the Confucius Institute?
Absolutely. The Confucius Institute is a group that's funded by the Ministry of Education. It's like our Department of Education here in the United States. And their plan is to support educational resources in universities around the world that help to share the culture, the language, and the research of China.
That's really cool. How's this going to benefit the university?
The university already has a long-standing relationship with a number of institutions in China. Our partner in the Confucius Institute is Jilin University, and they're up in the northeast section of the country. And they're very much like Kansas State University. So this 10-year-old partnership, we've already had an opportunity to exchange faculty and some students in a number of learning opportunities, both in the arts, the humanities, as well as in the sciences.
That sounds really cool. What is this going to do for students at K-State?
Well, students here will benefit from visiting faculty who come to us from Jilin University, who are selected by our Confucius Institute director here on campus. And that can be in the form of the arts, the languages, or even in the global food systems initiative that we have going on here. So students will benefit directly from this exchange.
All right, so is this going to bring in more exchange students into the university, or is this, how is that going to work?
Well, the Confucius Institute isn't necessarily about bringing more students here to campus, but rather enriching the environment in which our students here already are able to learn from other faculty, learn from other students who might be coming here on a short-term basis. But the goal isn't necessarily to grow our student exchange program.
All right, and then thanks for coming to the set. Back to you, Trent.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lance. The world just keeps getting smaller. As Aggieville celebrates its 125th anniversary in less than 2 weeks, one restaurant owner takes a look back on his success and failures, and just how his place became one of the most known spots in the Little Apple.
Here's reporter Morgan Hulsman with more.
Aggieville has become a place of celebration, student study breaks, and the place to get the best food and drinks. But there's one place everybody knows, and everybody certainly knows the owner.
While working as a manager at Kite's Bar and Grill in the late 1980s, Rusty Wilson got the perfect opportunity to become the owner of two well-known bars, Kite's and Rusty's. The owners filed bankruptcies, and Wilson bought the names and reopened both bars, eventually connecting the two together. To K-Staters, the buzz around Kite's and Rusty's is the heart and soul of Aggieville.
And this history is 60 years of K-State and Kites and the whole thing, and I don't look at it that way. I look at it every day. It's a new day, and I've got to take care of the people that come through the door, and we try to do the best that we can do with what we have.
Part of that buzz comes from the lively atmosphere at both bars, and Wilson credits that to his college staff.
When you deal with people and college students, they go out late at night, they show up late to work and hungover and all that stuff, and you have to deal with all that because that's who we hire, and that's how it makes it successful.
Even though his restaurants are constantly being talked about, Wilson continues to look to the future.
I'm never sold on that they love it. You know, I want to make it better and strive to be better each day that I'm here.
With a booming business, Wilson isn't ready to step down quite yet, even after getting some troubling news.
I was diagnosed with leukemia about 4 or 5 weeks ago. It's treatable. Here's my medicine. So you just keep moving on and do what you can do.
For Wilson, it's all about life and the future.
I will be a cancer survivor.
Rusty's not alone in this fight, and his K-State family will certainly be fighting alongside him. For Channel 8, I'm Morgan Hulsman.
You are right, Morgan. Rusty Wilson is certainly not alone. We're going to take another quick break. When we return, we'll be joined by the Sunset Zoo.
And Channel 8's Mary Claire Cunningham will give us a look at the weather for the week. Stay tuned.
Look at me. I'm so cute and cuddly. I'm also very charming. I'll tell you what you want to hear and sweep you off your feet. I'm also spontaneous, maybe a little erratic at times. I take risks most people wouldn't, but that makes me fun. I'm also very persuasive. I can convince you to do something you've never dreamed of doing. And you'll love my stories. I usually stretch the truth a little bit, but you'll believe me because I'm such a good liar. I'm never wrong, and I never feel guilty. I always win, but just look how cute and innocent I look. I can fool you, your parents. I can even fool your friends. Trust me.
Choose your direction and navigate the road to success. Discover opportunities. Make connections. Reach your destination. Earn a degree online from Kansas State University. Choose your direction. We'll help navigate.
Welcome back. I'm Trent Ferguson.
I'm Tanner Barth. We are now joined by Ella Casey and Nicole Wade from the Sunset Zoo. What kind of animal do you guys have for us today on set, guys?
This is an Ancona duck.
An Ancona duck. What's his name?
His name is Patrick.
Hi, Patrick.
How old is Patrick, guys?
Patrick is about 5 or 6 months old.
Patrick came to us at the beginning of the spring as he was found on the side of the road with another duck, and so we've been able to give him a good home here at Sunset Zoo.
Where's this animal come from, this duck that you guys got here today?
Well, this is a domestic heritage duck breed. It was created in Great Britain around 1938. So it's not a wild animal. It's a farm animal.
And are these the kind of ducks that they like? Do they farm these ducks to have duck in restaurants? Is that kind of like?
They are consumed. That's their main purpose. They're considered quite good duck meat, actually.
Not that we want to have that.
No.
We're just saying that, asking if it was
Yes.
one of the products that could be consumed. What are some of the events that the Sunset Zoo has planned coming up in the near future?
Sure, we've got Cub Scout Day coming up this Saturday, so we'll have Cub Scouts running all over the zoo. We've got Movies on the Grass at the end of September, and then we've got our annual trick-or-treat event in October.
That trick-or-treat event, does it bring out a lot of kids and families?
Absolutely, we have about 5,000 guests that weekend, so it's probably our biggest weekend of the year.
What does young Patrick here like to eat?
Patrick likes to eat, in the wild, he'll eat snails, slugs, other invertebrates, as well as grasses and seeds. At the zoo, we feed him a duck pellet, and then we also give him vegetables and earthworms in order to kind of round out his diet to be similar to that when he's out on the farm.
Hey, thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks, Patrick. Now we're joined by our weather forecaster, Mary Claire Cunningham, who will tell us what to expect in the week ahead.
What is in store for us this week, Mary?
So, as you guys can tell, it's still pretty overcast this morning. We have seen the sun poke out of the clouds a few times though, and winds are at 7 miles per hour, which makes a nice cool breeze. I've actually seen a couple of students walking to class without umbrellas or raincoats. The second half of this week, the warm weather won't be sticking around. We have lows from in the 40s and 50s, and even a low of 39 on Friday night, plus showers today, tomorrow, and Friday. Looks like the rain gods aren't too happy about having a bye week. But don't worry, the summer weather isn't complete yet. We have a high of 65 and sunny on Saturday, and the highest of the week is 73 on Sunday. So take advantage of the nice weather, because I hear on Monday it brings thunderstorms. So without having a football game this weekend, what will you do? You can take your dog on a walk, you can go to the Lindsey Sterling concert at the Union, and even the color run at the Bill Snyder Family Stadium. It's your choice. This is Mary Claire Cunningham with the Channel 8 weather.
Thanks, Mary. And they're off. The Wildcat Wellness Coalition held their first 5K recently. The race was held to welcome new students and to promote a more holistic experience for all through physical and emotional wellness. Beginning at the rec center, runners ran 3 miles around campus. Students, families, soldiers, and even canines came out to support the inaugural event, indicating that Wildcats are in it for the long run.
Their lifestyles, but then also their experiences at K-State, and then hopefully into the future as well.
Runners relaxed afterwards as they waited for the raffle to win tickets to the K-State Auburn game. Even Maverick the Husky wanted to see a victory.
We're now joined by Dane Jensen, One Color for Man.
Dane, tell us a bit about what you're up to lately.
Yeah, so I just came into Manhattan yesterday, and we're getting ready for our Color Run event at Bill Snyder Memorial Stadium, Family Stadium, Saturday at 8 a.m. And so just here getting prepared for the race, and we're excited to be here.
Does the Color Run raise awareness? Do they help?
Yeah, so the Color Run, the whole idea of the Color Run is to promote healthy living, wellness, to let people know they can come out, have a good time, and that exercise can be fun, not only a good thing for your body. We're also raising awareness for the Manhattan Special Olympics, where a large portion of our proceeds are being donated to.
Just a quick question, where does all the color come from for this color
No,
run?
that's a great question. Yeah, we have all our color shipped in from a local company. It's actually a food company. Our paint is a cornstarch-based paint, so it's not wet, it's dry, and we throw it on all the runners at every kilometer through color zones and afterwards at our event area.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dane Jensen. We're going to take one more break.
Coming up next, a look at sports. Stay with us.
Since opening its doors, the International Animal Health and Food Safety Institute has had literally thousands of people take advantage of the facilities and academic programs that are being developed. K-State Olathe offers a unique opportunity for scientists from industry and academia to work side by side, focused on addressing real-life issues and training the workforce. Progress is being achieved. K-State Olathe, now open for business.
K-State Student Radio brings every game to K-State fans on the Wildcat 91.9.
Line's going to take a pitch out to the right. Hubert dices his way up and into the end zone for the Wildcat touchdown. Takes the snap. He's going to roll out. He's going to throw deep over the middle of the field for Tyler Lockett. Catches it. 15-10, 5, touchdown, Kansas State.
For all of your K-State sports coverage, tune into the Wildcat 91.9.
Who is going to help safely feed 9 billion people in the year 2050? Who will design sustainable cities that can flourish? Who is going to shed light on dark matter and origins of the universe? Where will we teach the scientists who will engineer our future? At one of the world's top research universities, Kansas State University.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm Trent Ferguson.
And I'm Tanner Barr. Channel 8's Nick Wall joins us with sports. Nick, I heard there was a special occasion at Twain Family Stadium recently.
Really was a cool event. Let's get to it. They are men and women who bravely serve our nation, those who literally risk life and limb in the name of freedom, and it was in their honor that active military, veterans, and both local and national celebrities joined the Wounded Warrior All-Stars in Manhattan Saturday for their traveling celebrity softball game and home run derby. Former K-State linebacker Mark Semino, NFL Hall of Famer John Riggins, Paralympian Kevin Saunders, and look, even Ray Kinsella's dad on hand to have some fun and support these heroic individuals on their way to recovery.
You know, our mission is to educate the community that, you know, life goes on despite a, major setback, and these guys have persevered and gone through extensive rehabilitation and are being athletes again.
To Bramlage Coliseum we go. K-State Wildcat Volleyball and Susie Fritz hosting the Varney's Invitational over the weekend. K-State playing their first non-exhibition matches at Bramlage since 2005. They sweep Arkansas, Middle Tennessee, and Central Florida 3 sets apiece to take home the title. Senior Chelsea Keating, she's slamming one home there, but it was freshman Kylie Zumach and her 39 kills on 377 hitting, earning tournament MVP honors. Redshirt sophomore Katie Reiniger, she had a career-high 14 kills and 3 blocks in the title match against Central Florida. She joined Zumach and Katie Brand on the all-tournament team. Also, K-State did win a tough 5-set match against Missouri State on Monday. They're now 6-1. Moving on, K-State football checks in at number 19 in the latest polls, and after narrowly escaping with a 32-28 win at Iowa State Saturday, Bill Snyder and company have a week off. They'll need it as number 5 Auburn invades Manhattan Thursday, October 18, and perhaps the biggest non-conference matchup since K-State upset USC in front of a national audience in 2002. Anticipation is high, and I'm sure you saw those t-shirts. It's not roll tide, roll snide is the mantra. You gotta love that.
It's a big-time matchup with Auburn, Nick.
Yeah, it's a big-time matchup. I love those t-shirts. I think they're great.
From the Big 12 Conference to high school football and back again, Channel 8 reporter Joel Garver joins us. Joel?
Thanks, Tanner. Across the nation, the face of high school football has been changing. Head coach Bill Snyder made comments earlier this season regarding his perceptions of college athletics that has only raised questions across country. I traveled inside area high school locker rooms to find the writing on the wall, and the feedback I got may just surprise you. Kansas high school football players are used to the wind, but there's a new wind blowing and it's full of change.
Video is so accessible. You know, used to we had to burn copies of VHS for athletes. Now every athlete makes their own highlight video and their own recruiting package.
From changes in video to the changes in how recruiters contact coaches, convenience seems to be the biggest key.
The good ones still make eye-to-eye contact, but yeah, you get a lot more stuff through the internet now, contact that way, and that's good because you hear from a lot more schools. But it seems like the really good ones find a way to get into your school and talk to you.
But recruiting isn't the only place where changes have occurred. Much like the college game, high schools are renovating and upgrading just to keep up.
Just outside our door here, you know, we have a brand new stadium from last year, and which we really needed it, but you had to have that to kind of keep up and just to stay to where you could host playoff games.
Despite the cosmetic changes happening all around, a constant focus on life off the field is a key to these coaches' success.
We stress academics. In fact, you know, here our academic standards are more than the state, than CASA, so we're a little bit stricter there. I've only had 2 or 3 kids in the last 15 years being eligible, and we got to pass them all. They have to pass all their classes. We stress academics because that's what they're going to need the rest of their life.
Guys, both coaches told me that their focus was not only to coach athletes, but to prepare them for life after football as well.
That mindset by the coaches is something to be valued by their players later in life. Thanks, Joel. Let's take one last look at the weather. Mary Claire, how's the view from outside?
Thanks, guys. Looks like we're in for another gloomy day on campus at K-State. Make sure you're prepared with your rain jacket and your umbrella. I know I am. Thanks again for listening to Channel 8 News.
Well, that's all the time we have for in this show.
You can find Channel 8 News on Facebook at Channel 8 News KSU and at Channel 8 KSU on Twitter. From all the Channel 8 News team, thanks for watching.
Join us next week for another edition of Channel 8 News.